He was fading. They vanished. I gave them a reason to regret it.
The room was quiet except for the rhythmic beeping of machines keeping him alive. My grandfather was dying, and no one was there. Not his daughter, not his son, not a single one of the people who used to call him Dad when they needed money. That's when I knew. They had already buried him in their minds. But I hadn't. I was going to make sure they remembered every second they ignored him. Forever. If you've ever watched someone you love get mistreated, disrespected, or outright forgotten when they needed others the most, this story will hit you hard. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and stick around for a slow-burning, deeply personal revenge that started with silence and ended with justice. My grandfather was the kind of man who never asked for anything, but always gave everything. He built his house with his own hands, raised 3 kids, supported a wife who battled chronic illness for years, and somehow still found time to show up for school plays, last-minute car repairs, and family emergencies that were almost always someone else's fault. He was the family's anchor, but he was never treated like one, especially not near the end. I remember it clearly. The decline wasn't sudden. It was like watching a candle slowly burn out. One day he forgot where he put his keys. Then he forgot where he parked the car. A month later he forgot what year it was. The doctors said it was dementia. His daughter, my Aunt Kathy, said it was just old people stuff. My Uncle Ron laughed it off. Dad's just being dramatic. But I saw the signs, 7 of them. Quiet warnings that life was leaving him in pieces. The first was the way he stopped finishing his coffee. He used to savor every sip. Now it went cold. Then came the second. He started giving things away. Random things. His cufflinks, his old fishing rod, the pocket knife he always kept by his side. The third warning? He didn't argue anymore. Grandpa used to have opinions about everything, from how toast should be made to who should be president. Now he just nodded. The fourth warning? He asked me to start writing things down for him. Simple things. Grocery lists, names, memories. He told me, my hands aren't what they used to be. Fifth? He started avoiding mirrors. I caught him turning away once, mumbling, that man's too old to be me. Sixth was the most heartbreaking. He stopped saying goodnight. Instead, it became, if I'm not here tomorrow, you'll know I love you. And the seventh, one night when the house was dark and quiet, he whispered, don't let them pretend they love me after I'm gone. That was the moment. The exact moment I promised him. They won't. Not without paying for it. You see, his kids, the ones he supported for decades, had already written him off. They stopped calling, stopped visiting. They always had reasons. Work's been crazy, the kids have soccer, we'll come next month. But next month never came. It never does for people who only care when there's something to take. I was there for the hospital visits, the bathroom cleanups, the long, quiet nights where he just stared at the wall like he was trying to remember who he was. They weren't. They didn't even show up when the doctor said he had weeks left. They only came after he died. Suddenly, they remembered their last names. Kathy was crying on Facebook about what a beautiful soul he was. Ron changed his profile picture to an old black and white shot of Grandpa. Cousin Jenna posted a picture with the caption, R.I.P. Grandpa. I wish I had more time. She lived 15 minutes away. She didn't show up once. I stayed quiet. I watched it all like a slow-motion betrayal unfolding online. Then came the real kicker. The will. They assumed, of course, that everything would be divided. That's what Grandpa would have wanted, right? After all, they were his children, his blood, the house, the land, the savings. Surely it'd be split equally. Except it wasn't. Because months before he passed, when his memory was still strong and his voice still steady, he rewrote everything, with a lawyer present, documents notarized, witnesses in the room. He left it all to me, not out of spite, but out of clarity. You saw me when they didn't, he told me. You treated me like I was still here, not like I was already gone. And so, I followed his wish. I didn't tell anyone. I let them plan the funeral. Let them pick floral arrangements, song choices, speeches. Let them wear their black outfits and pretend to grieve. Let them stand next to me at the grave like they belonged there. But I knew, and I waited. The reading of the will was held 1 week later. They walked in smiling, tight, greedy smiles, the kind you wear when you know something's coming your way. Kathy asked the lawyer if there were estate disbursement plans. Ron wanted to talk about who would manage the house. Jenna was texting mid-sentence. No one noticed me sitting quietly in the corner. The lawyer began. It started with the usual formalities. Then came the words I'd been waiting for. I, Thomas Mitchell, being of sound mind, do hereby leave the entirety of my estate, home, finances, personal belongings, savings accounts, and assets to my grandson, Alex Mitchell. There was a pause. A long one. Kathy dropped her pen. Ron actually laughed, thought it was a joke. Jenna looked like she was about to vomit. The lawyer continued. There were no loopholes. No shared portions, no apologies, just a clean legal statement of transfer, everything to me. The rest of them, nothing, not even a letter. And that was exactly how Grandpa wanted it. The reaction, Kathy screamed, said I manipulated him, accused me of elder abuse. Ron demanded a second reading. Jenna sobbed in the hallway and said, "This isn't what family is supposed to be." You know what's funny? Neither is abandoning your dying father. Over the next few months, I sold the house. Donated a portion of the money to the local hospice that treated Grandpa with real care. Created a scholarship in his name for students pursuing nursing or elder care. Sent copies of the scholarship certificate to every family member with one sentence highlighted, "In memory of a man who gave everything to those who gave him nothing." And I didn't stop there. I blocked them all, on every platform. No responses to their texts, no invitations to memorial events, no conversations, just silence, the same kind they gave Grandpa. Some say revenge is petty, that forgiveness is more noble. Maybe they're right. But this wasn't revenge. This was remembrance. This was honoring the only man who ever showed me what unconditional love looked like, by making sure his memory wasn't co-opted by people who treated him like a ghost before he ever died. If this story moved you, if it made you angry, made you reflect, made you think of someone you still need to show up for, don't leave this video without hitting like. Subscribe if you believe real love isn't measured in blood, it's measured in presence. And tell us in the comments, what would you have done in my place?